Hello guys, welcome to another episode on Pasta It's All Foods by Annie. To our returning and new subscribers, you are all welcome. So today I'm doing a lot of mass cooking for clients and my family. Part of the meals I am making is Ogbono soup. And I was like, I want to share this foolproof Ogbono soup recipe with my subscribers. But before we start, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe icon down below and subscribe. Also, check out the description box for our Instagram link so you can follow us on Instagram, and also check out our menu on Instagram and order for your favorite meal. You can also check out our other popular soup videos on this channel. So let's start cooking. So let's start with the ingredients. I'll be making use of chopped onions. Ogbono soup is one soup that allows generous use of onions, so feel free to use a lot of onions. So next up, I'll be using a cup of palm oil. Ogbono is one healthy meal, and some people prefer not to use a lot of palm oil. So if you're one of them, you can feel free to cut down on your palm oil use. So here I have my ogbono, the main star of this dish. So I grounded my ogbono seeds in the market with some opei, which I'll be showing you guys later. I also grounded in some crayfish and Cameroon pepper for extra spice. This can be easily done at the market. So next is my chopped okra. I prefer to chop my okra by hand instead of using a blender or processor. A blender grinds or chops into almost small tiny chunks, and this makes it invisible in my soup. But by hand, you get to eat and taste your okra. So next up, I will also be making use of my stock fish and dried fish. There is no ogbono soup without your dried fish and stock fish. So if you notice very well, you see I have some tiny specks of dried pepper in my fish and stock fish. This is because of storage. This pepper keeps off or kills those pests that eats up your fish and stock fish and turns your fish, like a whole chunk of fish, of dried fish, to powder form. So I'm just going to prepare and debone my fish with hot water and set aside. So next, this is the opei I mentioned earlier. It's a flavor enhancer for ogbono soup. This is the reason why some vendors' ogbono soup tastes so homemade and delicious. They are fermented oil seeds. You can either grind them with your ogbono, or blend them with your fresh pepper, or grind alone and add directly to your soup. So next up, I have my scotch bonnet pepper for extra spiciness, and lastly I have my ugu, my vegetable. So I'll be using lots of vegetable for my soup. So it's time to cook. So I'm just going to add my beef into my pot. I'm making use of beef. I'm going to add my chopped onions for extra flavor. So next up, I'm going to add 2 spoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of salt. Just going to sprinkle all that. Next, I'll be adding my seasoning. I'm making use of Maggi. So I'll be adding my seasoning powder into the meat, and I'm just going to cover this to simmer for a few minutes. So after letting my meat sit for a few minutes, I'm going to add some cups of water. So I'll be adding about 3 cups of water so I can allow this to cook for another few minutes. So my meat is still boiling. I'm going to add my pepper, chopped my pepper. So I'm just going to add all that in there. And next, I'm going to add my deboned fish like the bone dried fish and stock fish. I'm just going to put all that into the pot, and I'm just going to give that a quick stir. So I'm just going to allow this sit and boil. So in another pot, I'm going to pour in my palm oil. So I'm going to put my cup of palm oil into a pan and allow it to heat up. So when it's heated, I'm just going to add my grounded ogbono seeds into the palm oil mixture. So you don't need to worry about the very thick chunk of ogbono. Once it's in the pot, the heat will melt the ogbono, and so you just want to stir that consistently. Keep your eyes on it because it can burn so quickly. So you just want to stir that and use your spatula or spoon to break the big chunks of ogbono. So yeah, my ogbono is well mixed and done. So I'm just going to set this aside and focus on my meat. So in my pot, I'm going to add lots of water to my meat stock. So you just want to know, you need to know the quantity of ogbono soup that you want to prepare. So the amount of water determines the amount of ogbono soup that you're going to prepare. If you want smaller quantity, please put little water. So this is a mass cooking, so I'm going to be using lots of hot water for my soup because I want to get lots of ogbono soup. So I'm going to use this amount of water to cook my soup. So after the water, I'm going to add some crayfish powder. I'm adding about 2.5 spoons of crayfish powder to my mixture. So next up, I'll be adding another tablespoon of Cameroon pepper for extra spiciness. Next up, I'll be adding my seasoning powder because I added like lots of hot water, so it will lose some taste, so I need to add another seasoning powder. Then next I'll be adding some salt to taste also because of the added water we put in earlier. So next I'll be adding my ogbono, the one I fried earlier. So I'm just going to pour all that mixture into the pot and stir. So after I'm done adding my ogbono, my fried ogbono seeds, you're just going to stir this and allow it thicken. So you want to boil this for about 20 minutes until you notice a very thick mixture. So now that my soup has simmered for a few minutes, I'm going to add my chopped okra. So I'm just going to add that and I'm going to continue stirring because this can get burnt quickly, like real quick. So you want to just use your spoon to scrape the bottom of the pot and keep stirring. Don't remove your eyes from this pot of soup. You just want to keep stirring and allow this cook for a few minutes. So lastly, I'm going to add my ugu, my chopped ugu. I already washed and chopped my ugu leaves. So this is like the last thing to add to your ogbono soup. Then you just want to allow this to simmer for like a few minutes. Just allow everything combine. My kitchen at this point was smelling so nice. I could not wait to dig into this pot of soup. So voila, my soup is ready. So this is the end of this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and would make this ogbono soup on your own time. So let's have a quick taste of this soup that we've been cooking. So I'm going to be eating this soup with fufu or apu in my language. So let's have a quick taste. This is going to taste really nice, I bet.